It's all good. There we go.
There we go.
Do you struggle with emotions?
Yeah. Do you got big emotions? Today is one of those big emotion days for me.
Do you feel like you have to hide it? Today, we are going to talk about big emotions and different ways to allow them, right? And we're only going to give you a teaser because we're teaching an amazing class tomorrow night about all of this. Um, Today, Leanne is a little on the struggle bus because this is the fourth anniversary of the passing of her father. So I applaud you for being here because I know how rough it is. And you know what? Tears might happen today. I lost my dad in September. It'll be 19 years ago. And there are still days where it is rough. So,
That's the part that I'm grateful for the knowledge that we have. Ronay and I are both emotion code practitioners. We both study our Clifton strengths, and we have essential oils to help support us through this journey. And I went from it's not safe to talk about emotions, you don't talk about emotions, you're fine, to realizing that by holding on and keeping them inside actually affects not only us mentally, but it affects us physically. And holding on to those emotions causes sometimes some of those physical elements in our bodies and that kind of stuff.
well, and I
So,
think I think that that's not only an age thing because our generation was like, oh, we don't talk about it, but it's also family of origin. Because the further back you go in generations, well, you really don't talk about emotions. So it's really nice that we're in an age like my grandchildren are upstairs right now. They're over, and my grandson wanted something that I was telling him no about, and he was like, "Do you want me to feel sad?" I was like, "Well, no, I don't want you to feel sad, but I'm still going to tell you no." So he's been taught like how to express his emotions, and he'll say, "I'm getting really frustrated with that." He's 4, but
right.
or he's like, "I have big feelings right now," and that's wonderful. It's also weird for me because I'm like, that wasn't anything that I was taught that that's okay.
And I worked with my kids with it because I didn't want them to have a similar experience. I didn't have the wording I have now. Um, I would use like, that sounds like you're this, but we kept things really basic. But I love, currently, I am in a college class and it's about listening and helping others through listening, right? And some of that is watching body language, listening to what they're saying, and then helping reflect it back to them. And I love it because there's a whole wheel that is even different than the emotions that are on the emotion code. And it's just a little bit different ways of looking at, let's take happy, for instance, right? It can be overjoyed, it can be elated, which is like even bigger, right? Or it can just be, I'm happy. Grief can be sad, the next level, sorrow, and then overwhelm, even.
Or
And
devastating.
exactly, exactly. And today, like, I started my day like any other day with my morning routine. And it wasn't until I saw a memory on Facebook that it was today, 4 years ago, that all of a sudden all the big emotions came back. And I thought I've dealt with this. I thought I was good. But I also know from the courses and classes I've taken that grief isn't you grieve and you're done. There's layers of grief, there's triggers, there's pieces. So I kind of I always do it intuitively and also through muscle testing. But the first thing I felt like I needed was adaptive. So
Mm.
adaptive on my heart chakra to help me adapt to what's showing up today. then console, and then last but not least, I layered forgive because there was lots of things that took place with my dad going on hospice and with my dad passing that caused additional layers into that. And so knowing it's okay to feel my emotions, be in them, and I want to give gratitude for my group of friends that I love Marco Polo because we have a group that we share. And I got some great advice from them because when you are in that moment of trigger, you don't always think about stuff that you know. I can coach people through it, but when I was going through it in the moment, I couldn't think straight. And all I could do was cry.
And that's so often with so many people. There's times when my kids, I'll be frustrated about something and they'll walk up and they'll hand me Citrus Bliss. They're like, you need this right now because that's my happy place. Or my husband, when I'm not feeling well, he's like, what oils have you used today? I'm like, oh, yeah, I suppose I should do that. So it's wonderful, especially when you are having those big emotions or those feelings that are it's wonderful to reach out to others. Um, one of the things that I work with is I am a certified Eddie Via Unleash Your Strengths coach and helping people to work within their strengths. So for someone who has relator high, they need to reach out to their person. There's that one person. Somebody who has includer high, that's where you have a larger group that like it just helps you to be around people when you're in that grief because it there's just more that energy is higher, right?
So guess what I am? Includer.
Me too. My husband, when he's in grief, and I think he's got relator at 13. Like he isolates. Like he's like, no, I just don't want anybody to be around me. And um, yeah. So tomorrow night, we have an amazing class that is all about emotions. We're going to talk about so many different techniques. We've got breathing techniques, we've got essential oils, supplements, strengths. It'll be a great class. Leanne, have you dropped the link already?
I dropped the link. Now our classes are $5 to attend, but if you message us, we will send you the link so that you can attend for free because we want to get our classes out to as many people as possible. And if you are joining us here in our group, we want to make sure that you get to join us for free. So make sure you message us.
Absolutely. The other thing that is really important to know is that if you come to our classes live versus watching, we don't record them all, but if we do have a recording, you're missing the best part that happens when the recording stops. That's where you're able to ask your questions, and it doesn't have to be about the topic that we are currently talking about. So join us live. I think you'll really, really like it.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. And if there's anything we can do to support you with emotions, with physical health, any of those things in living a holistic lifestyle, let us know. I'm going to give the disclaimer here because we forgot at the beginning, but we are not doctors. We cannot diagnose and treat. We are educators and we are here to support and educate. So thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.